What is up, guys? Ryan Khan here, back with another video for AFK Journey. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys all about progression. I think it's been like a little over a month since Season 1 was launched, and I have entered the late game now, and I have been able to stay on top of all of my ranks. In fact, I improved as I went because I was playing optimally. And I just wanted to fill you guys in a little bit about progression in AFK Journey because it is such a core component and such an important part of the game if you want to excel in pretty much anything you do in it. So let's talk about progression, how you can stay on top, what you should do, and what you shouldn't do. And I'm gonna start off by telling you guys the most obvious thing. Guys, AFK stages. Your AFK progress is by far the most important part of the game. And the reason is simple. You see this chest icon and you see the numbers popping up. This is the reward that I'm getting literally every second. And the higher you climb the stages, the more rewards you get. And why this is super important is because, okay, so there's the amount of rewards you get as you complete each stage, which increases as you clear each stage, and then there's the fact that you need to do it earlier and faster than everyone else. This is probably the most important thing that I can think of, guys. So if you are new to the season, or if the season is about to begin, I would highly advise you guys to immediately get on top of the AFK stages. Like, as soon as you enter Season 1, don't even start the quest. Go straight for the AFK stages. Why is this so important? Number one, climbing your AFK stages early game is the most easy part. It is the easiest of them all, and the reward is the highest. And as you go up the stages, the rewards do diminish. So for example, if it's your first day and you decide not to do your AFK stage, for example, and the other guy starts doing his AFK stages and clears like 50 stages the first day, or maybe even 100 stages. Now what's happening is that he is getting all the rewards, like the extra rewards, because he climbed all those stages. Not only that, he also got a ton of free rewards, like free wishes, letter invitations, materials, maybe even equipment, which is going to help him become even stronger and progress even faster. So, by far, the most important thing is climbing AFK stages. Don't even go for the quest when the season starts. I would highly advise you guys to clear your AFK stages, and you don't need to be too worried about the limit to which you can get. Like, at least just go and see what you can clear easily. Even that much is going to be sufficient for you to basically stay on top. So right now, like for example, I'm at stage 951. If I tried really hard, I could probably climb another 10 stages, but it's not gonna affect me that much. What does affect me, or what did affect me, is the fact that I was on top from the very beginning, because of which all the extra rewards that I've gotten have compounded over time and made me stronger than my other players within the district. And that pretty much translates into everything. Like, you'll be stronger in the dream realm, you'll have a higher resonance. Of course, that is basically my next point after AFK stages, having the highest resonance possible. And how are you going to achieve that? You'll achieve that by clearing the AFK stages faster than everybody else, as fast as you possibly can, because you get gold, you get XP books. Believe it or not, unlike the non-seasonal version of the game, like the standard game where you were heavily gated by hero essence, you will be gated by experience in the season, because experience books are just so rare and hard to get. and the only place you can pretty much get them are the AFK stages. So once again, if you're ahead in the AFK stages, you get more gold, you get more XP books, which will result in your resonance level being higher than the other people, which is one of the bread and butter things that makes you stronger than other players, having a higher resonance level. And similarly, once you have a good resonance level, you will excel in the dream realm. You will be ahead of everybody else. Like, I'm rank 3 right now. In this trick, I'm comfortably in the top 20, which is required for the highest rewards. And once you maintain your position on top, it is easier to keep it maintained than to catch up to other players. So, like, if you kind of miss the first few days of the season, for example, that is going to affect your performance tremendously, because, like I've said earlier, the early progression is incredibly substantial because it is easy to do and it has very high rewards. So, like, if you miss, to give you a simple example, if you miss the first week, let's suppose, of the season, and you log in after like 5 or 6 days, you'll have players who have already climbed like 200 AFK stages, and all that extra reward, all the extra AFK rewards have been compounding the entire time, and they're just pushing ahead of you. And now you'll have to catch up to them to even compete with them. As compared to not playing the game for a week, suppose 2 months into the season is not gonna affect you as much, because within those 2 weeks in late game, the AFK progression is so slow and the rewards are so less that it may not affect you like nearly as much as it would if you do that in the early game. So don't slack off in the early game. I would highly recommend you guys try whatever you can. Just be active. Be active in the early game, and once you are at the top or wherever you want to be, maintaining your position is going to be much easier. You can also think of it this way. Like, if you are already on top from the start, you'll rank high in the dream realm, you will get higher rewards, which are like really important for getting your exclusive weapons up, making your heroes stronger. Once they get stronger, you'll have an even easier time maintaining that position, and you may even beat the players who are ahead of you eventually, you know? So think about it this way, and progress accordingly is what I would say. Now, speaking of AFK stages, I know it's easy to get stuck in them because the difficulty ramps up really fast, but there are a bunch of things that you can keep in mind that'll help you really like keep like squeezing every single ounce of progress that you possibly can. One really important thing that I would like to tell you guys is staying on top of your equipment. Now, this is tricky because I'm not asking you to go and upgrade every single equipment that you have, because that way you will lose gold too much. But I wouldn't advise you to be too stingy either, because at the end of the day, you really don't need gold for anything else but upgrading your gear, because upgrading your resonance level, for example, has a very minuscule cost. Like, look at this, for example. Going from level 430 to 431 needs 17k gold. Like, that's pretty much nothing. However, when you talk about upgrading equipment, like this, for example, 370 to 400 needs 610,000. No, wait. Yeah, 610k. So that's a hell lot of gold. And I've been, like, there has been a gold shortage at my end, and I think that's the case with pretty much everyone for like weeks now. But yeah, so that's something that you will probably experience yourself. But yeah, upgrading gear also translates into more power, which also translates into your AFK progress. You can climb more stages if you get stronger, get even more rewards, blah blah blah. You get the point. So I would definitely stay on top of your gear. And speaking of gear, guys, equipment, look at your core damage dealers is what I would advise you. Because, for example, whenever you're competing for Dream Realm or like a primal boss or something, it's your rank is determined by, well, number one, your team staying alive until the end of the timer, and number two, the damage you deal. So, for example, if you look at marksmen are DPSs, so I would focus heavily on equipment that boosts crit rate, that boosts attack, and less on something like this armor. Like, if you just go ahead and look at the stats, it gives HP, physical defense, magic defense, crit resist, range defense. So it's all defensive stats. Boosting this is not gonna help my OD deal more damage or my merely deal more damage, simply because this piece of equipment is only boosting my resistances. Now, who should get these? Tanks. My Thorn needs to tank more, Granny Nani needs to tank more, Untundra needs to tank more, so I absolutely need to upgrade her armor more than something like the gauntlets, which also give you attack. So that's kind of like the idea. Also, I think looking at the core units, like the bread and butter units that are used in Dream Realm, are predominantly marksmen. I would say Mirli is a marksman, Ori is a marksman, Korin is a warrior, so this is also important. But yeah, upgrade your equipment. Be sure to know exactly what you're upgrading, but don't be too stingy about it. You will get upgrades, you will get gold as you go up, and this will essentially help you climb AFK stages faster and progress faster, catch up to everybody, or just beat them, etc., etc. So there's that. And once again, the higher your resonance level, the faster you will unlock artifacts. And in case you didn't know, the stats that you see above each artifact, like, for example, if I choose light heal spell, you can see vitality, phys def, mag def, attack. All of these stats are universal. These stats are universally, like, all of your heroes are going to get these stats. So getting new artifacts and upgrading them as soon as possible is really important, because it'll just make your team stronger overall, which is once again tied to your resonance level and, well, naturally your AFK stages as well. Speaking of AFK stages and progression, sometimes when I get stuck, I go to the legend trials and I go clear as many stages as I can, because these stages are going to give you gold, and they're also going to give you materials. So, for example, let's go ahead and see if I can clear like a stage or two. The difficulty here ramps up really fast, so don't worry if you can't climb, but definitely attempt these, because these will, like I said, give you equipment, materials, and other rewards. And some stages will also give you title essences, which will help you upgrade your equipment, your exclusive weapons. So that is super important. Now, okay, there's one more point that I would like to raise here. A new feature that has been introduced that is super useful, and this is what I use frequently. Now, over here, guys, as you already know, in Legend Trials, you are bound by factions. So this is the Graveborn faction trial, so I can only use Graveborns here. The easiest way to set up your formation is to click the records button at the bottom here, and it'll show you the formation that has been used heavily by players to clear this. And if you just click the copy button, yes, it'll copy the formation exactly the way it is, unless you don't have a particular hero that was used here, and it'll set it up for you. And all you have to do is set it up and click battle. Legend trials are essentially your, I call it the reserve, like the reserve gold and material shop. Oh wow, okay, so I couldn't clear it, so it looks like I can clear it. Maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll try something. Yeah, what if I do this? Maybe use quick blade spell? Question mark? Anyway, like I said, the difficulty ramps here really fast, and even if you can't clear this, really not. Yeah, I don't think this can be cleared right now. It seems kind of iffy. Yeah, unless Thorn kills. Oh no, no. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, clearing these stages are going to give you a ton of rewards. Very important stuff. Once again, in the late game, for example, if you look at me, I am super in need of materials, because like you need 69 of these materials, Season Forging Stone 5, to upgrade. So it's really important. Acquire these as stages, your resonance level, equipment, artifacts. Staying on top of these is key. Because once you do that, it'll allow your team to pop off in Dream Realm, get higher ranks, get better rewards, and perform even better in the next run. And basically rank higher everywhere. Even if you go to the Supreme Arena, for example. Once again, the higher the resonance level, the more advantage you have, because you have unlocked skills that anybody who is below you has not unlocked. So it translates into more progression here as well. You'll rank higher, and the rewards are just insanely good in the Supreme Arena, just like Dream Realm. And that's about it. So these are the fundamentals of staying on top pretty much everything in AFK Journey. And one extra thing that they've added now are Duras trials, which are super, super important. Duras trials give you an additional piece of gear called charms. Let's go ahead and take a look at Odie, for example. So if you look at my charms, each hero has 3 slots for charms, and each hero has a specific charm for that hero. So like Odie is wearing charms that are meant only for Odie. Like you won't have faction based or like the type based charms like marksman or tank or warrior. No, each hero has their own charms, and these charms have their own tiers. For example, as you can see, these red charms are legendary charms. My Odie has legendary charms. 3 charms make a set, etc. I have an entire video made on Duras trials that I will link below, so you can go ahead and watch that. And I'll include links to a bunch of other of my videos, guys. Go check them out. If you like my videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll be making more content for AFK Journey. So yeah, very important part of the season, Duras trials, because once you get charms, you have an additional piece of gear. Your heroes are getting additional stats, which of course makes you stronger, helps you rank even higher and get even better rewards and stay on top. And more importantly, if you go back to Duras trials, you for each of these categories like support, marksman, warrior, etc., you have stages, and each stage as you progress gives you a better quality charm. So for example, stage 1 gave me the most basic blue charms, and as I progressed further, like these are the most basic charm chest 1s, and then you get charm chest 2s, and then when you reach stage 4, you unlock the golden charm or the epic tier charms, which is very important. Similarly, go further, you get legendary ones, and very soon I think I will have access to the 5th chest, which is the mythic. I believe it's the mythic tier charm, which is going to be a huge power boost and super important for me to stay on top. Okay, which leads me to the next question. How do you unlock the next stage? Well, number 1, you need to clear the previous stage, and number 2, you need to fulfill other requirements, which includes AFK progress. Once again, going right back to the very first point, your AFK stage progress is just tremendously important. As you can see, if I hadn't reached progress like AFK stage 900, I cannot clear this floor. I can't even enter the floor. So anybody who has cleared that stage and has unlocked this stage, he's going to have mythic charms and I won't for my heroes, and that is going to affect my performance tremendously, obviously. So yeah, charms, super important piece of equipment late game. It'll affect your performance tremendously. In fact, these are what will determine, like for example, I've crossed Resonance level 400 and I've pretty much maxed out my equipment. And from this point onwards, it's my artifact upgrades that'll give me extra stats, and more importantly, the charms that'll give me boosts. And by the way, when you get a set bonus, so like 3 legendary charms, I have a set bonus, you get, not only do you get stats from these, you get powerful effects. Like you can see the legendary set gives me, like on Tundra for example, recovers 3% HP per second for 8 seconds and reduces damaging by 20% when the HP ratio drops below 30% for the first time. This healing is triggered again after 15 seconds, but at a reduced rate, recovering only 2% HP per second. So as you can see, like imagine having sets on all of your heroes at the highest tier possible. That'll put you like at the top. And this is why Duras trials are so important. And that's pretty much it, guys. That covers pretty much everything in terms of AFK progress. Apart from them, you can pretty much guess. Do events, because events give you gold, they give you XP books, they'll give you basically all the raw materials you need to progress. Maybe title essences to upgrade your heroes, which will fundamentally make you stronger and whatnot. And yeah, that's basically the crux of progression. Apart from that, is there anything left? I'm just trying to kind of remember anything that I've missed, because I want to tell you guys everything. Yeah. So I think that's about it in terms of progression and staying on top. I hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. My name is Ryan Khan, and I'll see you in the next AFK Journey video. Peace.